it's Amy, and are you ready for a full body foam rolling routine? Yes, today we are going to do an active recovery. We're going to give our body some love by foam rolling and massaging out our connective tissue. Connective tissue, what is that, you ask? It's the 3D matrix that runs from our toes to our head. It connects everything in our body together, and it supports our joints, our muscles, our bones, our internal organs. With age and repetitive motion or injury, our connective tissue can get dried or stuck, we call it. So this foam roller is going to help get that unstuck. I like to use the analogy of our connective tissue as we get older, a dried up sponge. And today we're going to put water on that dried up sponge, massage it all out, get it all nice and juicy and feeling good. If you have not done foam rolling before, you are going to love it. I use this foam roller, which is a soft density foam roller. If you have the really hard one, which I also have one of those, that gets a little bit deeper, so be careful. As with all foam rolling, do not do anything that hurts. When you get into a point of pain, your connective tissue is going to lock up and to protect yourself, and we don't want that. We want it to roll out. So are you ready to get started? We're going to start with the butt first, okay? So to get up, to start with the butt, you're going to get up on the foam roller. Let's just start doing that today. Oh, I'm a little bit sore from yesterday's workout, so this is going to feel really good. And we're going to start just on one butt cheek. And you're just going to roll out. There is no really right or wrong way to foam roll. In fact, I don't have a lot of videos on it because it is very personal. You have to do what feels good for you. So just a couple of rules of thumb is we don't want to hurt another part of our body to make one part of our body feel good. So watch your hands, your wrists, you're going to be up on those. Watch your shoulders, they're not going up to your ears. We don't want to hurt your shoulders. Just be careful and go gently and slowly. The slower the better. What you're trying to do is find little lumps or bumps. That's the connective tissue that's kind of stuck or tight. And you find that bump, and then you go back and forth nice and slow on that. Or you just hang out on there and breathe and see if you can get it to relax. So I don't have a timer today or anything. I'm just going to go along and roll my whole body, showing you how and give you some tips. But I'd love if you can pause. If you find a spot that you need to spend a little bit more time on, you do that. This side right there, I've got a spot. Oh, I'm just going to roll back and forth and see if I can get that to loosen up. And breathe into this. Now let's come over and tilt onto the other side. Get that other butt cheek. One side you might notice might feel a little bit more tight than the other. That's pretty normal. A lot of the times our bodies are out of balance. Say we've got one knee that hurts. That's going to cause you to do something differently on the opposite side to compensate. And so muscles are going to develop or get stronger or weaker one side versus the next. And it starts creating a lot of bad habits. So you'll feel that when you start foam rolling. Or maybe not, maybe you're pretty good about that. Okay, rolling out that butt cheek. And just finding a spot, you find a spot, just hang out there. Another rule, don't roll over too many joints, okay, like knees and low back. We never want to roll directly on the low part of our spine. It's just a little too sensitive, and the neck. All right, how's that butt feel? Okay, now we're going to work on the hamstrings, and today we're going to roll the hamstrings. A little bit harder on your shoulders and your wrists, because what you're going to do is you're going to get up, okay, and you're going to roll, start at the top, right at the crease of where your butt meets your leg, and you're just going to start little rolling, little slow one. If you go slower, it's a little bit easier on the upper body that's holding your butt up off the floor. If you try to make big, long sweeps, that's a workout. So I just go a little bit, just rolling back and forth, and then I stop and I just... And get your hands, watch your wrists, don't let your wrists get hurt here. And then I roll a little bit further down. And if you want to make this a little bit more intense, you just turn your legs out, your toes out a little bit, or your toes in, and you feel the difference. You'll feel the outer thigh getting a little massage. Then just roll, take a rest, circle your wrists around, and then roll back down. Don't roll right on the back of your knees. Just roll those hamstrings out. Good. Roll back and forth. My hamstrings feel okay today. You know what's starting to hurt? Is my upper body because I'm having to hold myself up. Let's take a break. Sit down, roll out your wrists. If that was too much for you, you lay on the ground, or you can just stay here in one spot and just bring your legs back and forth. That'll give you a little massage there. Let's roll it down to our calves. I'm going to do both calves at the same time. This takes some upper body strength because you have to lift up and roll. Okay? You can just sit your butt down and roll like this. Perfectly fine. In fact, I think I'll do that today since I'm feeling it a little bit in my wrists and my upper body. Just rolling back and forth. Rolling it down towards your ankles, just rolling back and forth. Now you're not trying, this is not a deep tissue massage. It's just the connective tissue is just a thin layer right below your skin. So you don't have to get real deep. Now bring the toes over to one side and then bring them over to the other side. Good. Now let's put one foot on top of the other if you want. And then I just want you to, right on the meaty part of your calf, so get on that meaty part. Sitting up nice and tall, let's get our posture so we're not hunched down. I noticed I was hunched down. And just bring your feet back and forth, just kind of rolling that big meaty part of your calf across the roller. Now, if you do find a spot that's a little cranky, just stop and then circle your feet around. Oh, I feel that. My calves are tight. We neglect our calves. I neglect my calves quite a bit. Good, and then let's put the other meaty part of our calf and then the other one on top. If that's too much for you to have it on top, just leave it off. And just rock your feet back and the calf over that roller back and forth. This side's much tighter. I feel like little lumps and bumps. I call them speed bumps. I'm gonna stop on one little speed bump right there and circle my feet around. Oh, that feels good. Oh, I love foam rolling. This is a great thing to do in front of the television. And again, it shouldn't hurt. It should feel really good. Good, let's roll it down to right above our ankles and one foot on top of each other. Let's go back and forth. I didn't set a time limit on this one, so I have no idea how long this is going to be because I just wanted it to feel good. And then the other side, one foot on top of the other, rocking your calf, your leg back and forth. Stopping if you feel any pain and just circling your knee around. Good. Okay, so we got the lower half of our body, the one side. Now we're going to get in the front of that lower body. Okay, and we're going to do the shins. Okay, if you've ever had shin splints or any problems with your feet being able to lift up your toe, we're going to massage this out. Now this has much more bone, not a lot of fat and muscle. So be careful, and again, it is a little bit harder on your upper body. So you're going to get right on the roller, you see that? And I like to start at my feet, so adjust yourself and get down towards your feet. I'm going to adjust so I'm on the mat. You're going to bring your knees up and you're just going to roll, little tiny rolls. Don't do a full sweep of the shin. Just do a couple little rolls on the shin. Set your knees down, take a breath. Maybe walk back a little bit further, get a little bit closer. I need to walk my hands a little bit further, a little bit closer towards your knees. Does that feel good or does that hurt? That feels really good for me. It is some core work right here because you're having to lift. This is almost like a mini plank. Good, now set it down, rest. And I'm going to get up a little bit closer to my knees. I'm going to roll off my mat here. Oh, that feels even better. Good. And just find what works for you with foam rolling. All right, got the shins. Let's do the quads. These might be a little bit more sensitive. Again, we're going to start, don't do the knees. You're going to go from the top of the knees up to your hip joint, okay? Not all the way on your hip joint yet. So onto your elbows, starting down towards your knees. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Down towards your knees. You're just going to roll little rolls. Don't do a full sweep roll. It's just too hard on your upper body. Hold your core in, protect your low back. Now in this move too, if you feel like you find a spot that's like ouchie wouchie, come slightly off that spot and then bend and straighten your knees. Seeing if you can get that spot to release. Ooh, I think I found one. And then I'm going to come up a little bit further up towards my hips. Little tiny rolls. Oh, that feels so good. Just rolling out like you're rolling out some dough, trying to get the lumps and the bumps and the bubbles out of that dough. Find a spot and you can bend one leg or just the other. It's up to you. Just play with this one. That's kind of fun. Now, if you have a dog or a cat, they always like to get on me. I didn't let Whiskey out for that very reason today. Get on me while I'm rolling. How are you doing? Are you coming up towards your groin area? Don't roll right over those hips yet. Good. Now roll up as far as you can. Not quite on your pubic bone right there. Just stay right below that. And then let's get off of that. Now, we're going to do the side of our legs, or this band right here. It's called the IT band. It runs from your knee up to your hip joint. It is notoriously tender, and it does take some upper body strength to hold yourself up, so be careful. Come onto your side, bring one elbow down on the ground. Now, what I like to do is bring one foot in front and the other leg straight, and I start right up towards my hip joint. And little tiny rolls, trying to get yourself so the side of the leg is on that roller. Now everybody's different. You might want to put your foot in back. It's up to you. Good. Just little tiny rolls. You start from the top and sort of just roll those bubbles like you're trying to roll those bubbles out towards your knee. Then adjust and come a little bit farther down. Ooh, I feel a spot. Now again, with every part of your body, if you feel a little tender spot, you can stop and just, bend and straighten. Ouchie. Not too bad though. It just feels good. And then I'm going to roll little tiny rolls down towards the knee, taking some nice breaths. And then inch your way down. Don't go on the knee. You go right to top of the knee. This is, if you're having knee pains, this is a great thing to do. It helps release a tight hamstring, IT band, which could be pulling your kneecap out of alignment. And when it's out of alignment, it's not going to glide nicely. This happened to me when I was running. I would do an IT roll and it would get everything into shape. I think that's good for that side. Let's flip around and do the other side. If you want longer on that IT band, I feel it all nice and warm right now. If you want longer, just hit pause and take some more time. Top leg in front for me, and then little rolls on that side. This side is my tender side, so this might take a little bit longer for me. So when I was running about mile 8, I was training for a marathon, and about mile 8, my knees would start to hurt. And I'd get down and I'd do a stretch for my IT band, because what would happen, I got tired and my IT band got tight. It pulled my whole knee out of alignment. So then as you're running on it, it's out of alignment and that causes pain. Okay, I'm going to move down a little bit closer towards my knee. Oh yeah, I can feel this one. Oh. Play with it. Stopping if you need to, and bend and straighten. Oh, that's it right there. If you're on a hard roller, if you have one of those harder ones, be very, very, very careful of this particular roll movement. Good, I'm going to stop and bend and straighten. Good. One more little bit. I'm going to get almost to my knee. Careful of your shoulder. Breathe. Okay, just come on off of that. That felt good. We got the outer thigh. Now we're going to do the inner thigh. The inner thigh could also be a culprit of knee pain. It's a little bit more precarious to get into. You're going to be like elbows on the ground just like this. The roller needs to be tilted a little bit away from you so you can get the right alignment. And you start towards the knee and give me those little rolls. Okay. Now in this part too, Oh, there you go. There's one right there. You can stop and bend and straighten your knee. Good. And then you're going to try to roll little rolls as you're inching your way up towards your groin area. Just relaxing and breathing into it, adjusting where you need to. Trying to focus on getting the inner thigh, not the quad, because we already did the front of the leg. So you kind of have to play with this one. I did some wide leg squats in my workout yesterday, and I'm feeling that on the roller right now. Feels so good. Getting up in close, looks a little awkward, but that's the bonus. Nobody can see you because you're doing a video. Oh, that feels really good right there. Okay, hold out there, bend and straighten. Of course, with any of these moves, if you don't understand it, you're not feeling it, or it hurts way too much, you can let me know, okay? Just leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. Let's flip around and do the other side, inner thigh. I like to face the ground and then tilt that roller away from me and then just start rolling. Little tiny rolls. Oh, the side's tight too. Find a spot and bend and straighten. Oh, that feels so good. It hurts so good. It doesn't hurt per se, it just feels like I'm getting a deep massage. Oh, let's get a little bit closer to the groin. I'm trying to pinpoint those bigger muscles that tend to cause the most problems. And what are those? The glutes, definitely. When your glutes are tight or sore, you can cause low back problems. Same with your hamstrings and the front of your thighs, the calves, the inner thigh, outer thigh. I'm going to stay right there. I'm going to bend and straighten. Those can cause problem with knee problems. And then we're going to get up now. And hip flexors also. Now your hip flexors are the muscles that connect your leg to your spine, okay? And they're the movement that allows you to lift your knee up. When you sit all day, those get really tight. If those are off, imagine that's tight, it's gonna pull your hips back. Say this is a muscle right here, it's gonna make your butt go out, and that's going to cause low back pain. So we're going to try to isolate those, but you have to be very careful. We're going to lean on one side and then the other. I'll start with this side first. So just find that little spot right on your hip, and you'll feel it, I think. It's called the TFL, or the hip flexor area, and really little moves. And try not to put a whole lot of pressure on there, because I don't want you to hurt anything. But just roll that around a little bit. See how I'm leaning on that hip? Okay, now we're going to come on over and get the other side. Just little tiny rolls. This side is my more tender side, and I can feel it. I've been having a little bit more inability to get a good stretch in my left hip, so something's going on there, and I think that might be it right there, a little bit tight. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on there. If you want a little bit more time, by all means, pause and get some more time. Now we're going to do some more on the glute. I'm going to bring it this way, but we're also going to stretch the piriformis at the same time. A piriformis is a muscle that runs from the hip all the way up to your spine as well. And when you sit on that thing all day, it can get really tight. This is one of the culprits. Your sciatic nerve runs from the end of your spine down your leg. And if that muscle it lays right on top of that sciatic nerve, if that gets tight, it can cause some pain. So we're going to try to loosen it up. So here's how you do it. We do this stretch a lot in Pilates and some of them either where you put one foot on top of the other. Actually, so we're going to be stretching. I'm going to do the other side just to show you that way. One foot on the top of the other, and where that knee is up, that's the butt. That's the side of the butt that you're going to be stretching. So you kind of bring that knee up and you lean over, so you're getting a stretch and a roll all at the same time. Do you feel the difference there? Oh, that feels good. I love this stretch. The glutes take a lot of abuse, sitting in them on them all day, and then squats and lunges. Been doing a lot of those because they're so good for our functional movement. We have to be able to lunge, we have to be able to squat to stay independent as we age. And our butts take a toll. Oh, there's the spot right there. Little tiny rolls. Good, now we're just gonna try the other side. Start by getting that little stretch. I'm sunk all the way down. I just saw myself in the monitor. Lift up tall if you can, and then lean as you're stretching that glute up, lean over. There you go. Oh, there it is, there's the spot. I won't go into a lot of details, but there are things called trigger points that if you stretch and strain at the same time, you can cause this trigger of muscles to just tighten up. It can sometimes happen if you're sweeping or shoveling snow, like one of you I know did recently, and it causes problems in your back or upper back, so all sorts of problems where you can get trigger points. This is a great way to release them by stretching and foam rolling at the same time. Okie dokie, let's give our lower back a break. I think we're done with our lower half, not our lower back. And we're gonna work on our upper body a little bit. Perfect, I'm focusing on this one because our upper back gets so much abuse from hunched over our computer or our phone all day. It really affects our posture. So this is a perfect roll for our posture. But I want you to make sure you don't go below your lower rib and watch your neck, okay? You're gonna put your feet flat on the floor, adjust your pants if you need to, hands behind your head because we want to take all the pressure off your neck. And you're gonna sort of adjust yourself to where your weight at like the top of your spine, right above the top of your shoulder blades. Now hold your tummy in and then lift your butt off the floor, and then you're just gonna do little tiny rolls at the upper part of your back. You feel that? Little rolls. I don't like to do big sweeping rolls when I foam roll. It's just too hard on the rest of my body. There you go, little rolls back and forth. You can set your butt down, take a little break, bring your feet in a little bit more, and then come a little bit further down. Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a lot of crunching sounds because my upper back is super tight. Oh, if you open up your elbows a little bit, this is causing me to be a little bit out of breath, a little bit more painful than I thought. Open up, you get a little stretch in your chest. Watch your neck though, I don't want you to put any strain on your neck. Adjust a little bit, bring the feet closer in, and you can get a little bit, oh my goodness, that feels good. Little tiny moves, back and forth. And again, you do what feels good for you. I'm just sort of demonstrating what I do on my body. Good, now what I'm gonna do also is lean onto one shoulder blade, go back up onto that shoulder blade and just concentrate a movement right there. Just a couple of rolls back and forth and then over to the other shoulder blade. Oh, I feel a little crack. Sometimes those cracks feel good. And then just roll around whatever feels good for you. Next we're gonna do is our lats. These big muscles right here, our swimming muscles. A little bit awkward to do, but kind of, it can also cause some upper back problems or posture problems. You just gotta adjust the roller so it's on not on your side, but you're leaning back slightly, but not completely on your spine. And you're just gonna use your lower body to roll up and down and not get your hair in the way. It's a little awkward. You'll know it, you'll feel that lat muscle. The only rule is try not to get onto your low back. Oh, there's a spot right there. There you go. I'm not gonna do this too long. It feels a little uncomfortable to me today. While we're on this side, we're gonna take care of our tricep too. Triceps can get a little bit tired, and a lot of us get that hanging skin. So foam rolling is actually good for that too, for cellulite and hanging skin and protect and getting that connective tissue back there nice and juicy, which is what we want to do. And all you got to do is just sort of angle yourself so where you're rolling back and forth on that back part of your arm. It doesn't take a whole lot. In fact, I'm feeling this quite a bit. So you don't have to do too much on that upper arm there. I don't do my biceps. I don't feel like I really need them, but this feels really good if my triceps are a little bit sore from doing skull crushers or just yard work or housework or something. There you go. Just move it around however it feels good for you. Let's finish up, do the other side, our lats, and then we'll be done. All the major muscle groups. So just angle yourself. You can feel that big back muscle lean back just a little bit, not too low. Actually, there we go. And then you got to adjust yourself so you can lift your body up off the mat so you can roll back and forth. Breathing. Oh, I must have done something. Oh, I know what it was. It was side plank yesterday. Watch your neck. Be careful your neck doesn't hurt. There we go. Oh, that feels really good. Little moves back and forth. Don't hold your breath. Just keep breathing. Ah, nice active recovery. Let's finish up with the arms, the triceps on this side, just rolling back and forth. This move's sometimes easier if you're on a table or a bed. You put the roller there and just roll while you're on your knees. A little bit easier on the rest of your body. My hair keeps getting in the way. There we go. Okay, that's enough for me today. How did you like that? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure that you drink a lot of water. You've released a lot of stuff into your body, just like you do when you get a massage. So drink a lot of water, flush out any toxins that you have. Oh, and just enjoy it. Don't you feel warmer and more lubricated? You did something good. You did an active recovery for yourself today. I'm very proud of you. That's it. I'll see you in the next video.